What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking a title that actually, we covered this like a year and a half ago, and it was called Battlemercs, and it was kind of like a spin-off game inside the MechWarrior universe that was made sort of unofficially. At this point, the developer has actually converted it into a single-player game in its own universe that he's planning on releasing at some point, and he was nice enough to fire over one of the first looks at the game so that we can take a look at it here at the Nerd Castle, because everybody knows that I'm a giant MechWarrior fan. I play every single MechWarrior thing that comes out. Battletech, I don't know, I just like big 100-ton robots slamming into each other and firing missiles. So today we're going to take a look at the game. I don't know if the Steam page is up yet. I checked it this morning, and it wasn't from the link that I was given, so maybe it'll be up later, but anyways, I'll try to dig up some kind of link down below. Worst case scenarios, I'll just put the developer's website down there in the description. You can also check out my Discord and my Twitch stream down there, just in case you wanted to hang out live, but let's get on into it. So I actually like the campaign creation in this. I was going to drop you in the middle of battle, but the campaign creation in this game is actually really interesting. I like it a lot. It's sort of like a draft system where you don't quite know what you're going to get, and so it makes it a little bit more interesting. And so we're gonna go with a career inside, I guess, the Union. I haven't had a chance to like go through everybody and like what they're all into and what their ideals are, but they've got a really cool logo with like a falcon on it or something, so that sounds pretty sick. At the beginning of the game, we also get to pick a portrait among many characters that are rattling around. I've decided to go with the most interesting man in the world, just in case we need to sling some Dos Equis in order to get that account sheet all nice and balanced. From there, you get to pick a primary perk and a secondary perk. These actually kind of matter. There's really good bonuses in here. I'm going to do the one... There's one in here that allows me all weapons recharge faster is nice, but that's going to require higher cooling for a lot of the weapons. One of the ones that I really like, though, lets you see much further, because sometimes it can be hard to track down the enemy on big battlefields. There we go, Master Scout. That's the good stuff. But there's everything in here from increasing your salvage shares to the amount that you get paid to making it so you can hire new pirate pilots basically for free. There's a lot of good stuff inside of here. As a secondary, we'll probably take Field Tech so that we get bonus salvage from all of our combats. And then we've got to pick a specialty. I'm going to go with missiles, because I really like LRM missile packs in MechWarrior. I like making like longbow builds and trebuchet builds that just mag dump insane amounts of LRMs from 10 miles away. I just find it really entertaining. I don't know why. We also get to pick a paint scheme for our army. We'll leave that on in there. This current demo is limited to 1 year of gameplay time, and then we need to proceed to our draft. Let's go to our unit size, and let's just go with, like, 1 lance of mechs for right now, because it makes things simpler. Commanding many mechs can get chaotic very quickly, so we'll just go with 4 mechs for right now. 4 mechs and 4 pilots. Let's proceed to our draft. So, at the beginning of the game, we have our commander, and then we get random pilots on in here. We don't know exactly what we're going to get. We can get Harper Scroggins, who has rocket bonuses, big mech fighting bonuses. I'll probably go with the rockets, but she's got really low, I think, HP. So this game has crits like Battletech does, where the pilot can get injured from, like, impacts and whatnot like that. So that's going to be a concern. These guys right here, Mason Colby has close range damage increases, Mac guns, Hex. I don't know exactly what these are. I've been playing around with it for like 2 hours. All of the guns don't really have descriptions on them yet, but some of them seem like they're PCPs, and some of them seem like they're bigger autocannons. We'll go with close range bonus, because that's kind of universal. We need to pick some mechs here. However, you need pilot skill in order to get into those mechs. And so, what's our piloting skills at right now? So we have like a 4... So we have a 5, an 8, and a 7. Okay, sounds good. That's what I needed to check on, because I didn't know if we had anybody that was actually able to utilize these mechs. Pay special attention to your drop weight. This game actually calculates by size how much it's going to cost you to deploy to battlefields. And so bringing bigger mechs is not always going to be the solution that you want. You can bring whatever you want to any mission, but your weight, like your freight weight for hauling in and hauling out mechs for missions, can get pricey. So the Maverick over here has rockets. This guy also has rockets. We need a pilot that can make use of the rockets. This also have Vulcans and like medium lasers and whatnot, and an auto gun like a machine gun. Let's take the Crossfire. I'll be able to re-kit it anyways, and we'll see if we can get it into a good place. Who else did we pick up here? I'm trying to like customize the mechs to what I have already. So she's our rocket lady. We have a close range guy now that needs a mech. Okay, The laser boat is not a terrible idea for a close-ranged mech, although I prefer something that has like some flamers or something on it. We will go with, I would say let's just go with the Lancer for right now. The next mech that's going to come up in the draft, we need something that can actually mount a whole bunch of missiles to it for our character. Otherwise, this is not going to work out. But we'll go with this guy on the left, this Hammerhead. I think I can retool him if I drop the Hex to do something else with it. And then we've got to get our next pilot. So we've got a small mech pilot, gives them better dodge, allows them to avoid fire a little bit better. It looks like we've got rockets again. We've got versatile, which means they don't have to pay attention to skill requirements. We've got large mechs and rockets over here. I'll probably go small mechs and Hex don't really combine, though. We'll just go with Langley, I guess. She's versatile, so we can put her in wherever. We've got Hex over here. We've got rockets. We've got all kinds of goodies. Let's go for the Heck rig, I guess, and that's going to be our entire draft. It's going to spawn us in the game world, and don't mind these graphics right here. This was done on purpose to kind of look like old Commodore 64 games. This game is ultimately a strategy RPG sandbox management sim with your mercenaries, where you're taking missions, you're getting in there, you're scrumming it up with the foe, earning money so that you can pay off a catastrophic loan that's kind of like dangling over the top of your head. Over here, we've got the mech shop. We can go into it, and we can trade for different goods, or we can trade off our goods should we desire to do so. We can buy mechs over here if that's the kind of thing that makes us happy. We can buy parts. For example, on this side, we've got an 8 rocket pack right there. That would be kind of sick. We can customize our mechs in this menu right here. Everything has a certain number of hard points and slots that you can put things on into, and full customizability is indeed available. There's also aftermarket mods you can buy for your mechs that make them perform better in certain ways via increasing like the range on your lasers or giving you better cooling efficiency. You can change around the spec on your missiles to make them like high explosive or incendiary or whatever it is that you want to do. Some of these have weight, some of them don't. Keep an eye on that. But let's just take a mission up front so that you can see what these actual missions look like. I may need to go to a different planet though. I'm actually already on a pretty easy planet, so that's good. I just like to check because sometimes it puts you on really hard planets at the beginning, or at least it did for me on my first run. Inside of here is where you can take contracts, you can check the news, you can pay off your loan. Let's see what contracts we have out here. So in this game, everything is a mission chain. So in MechWarrior, you've got like single standalone missions and you've got campaigns. Everything that I've seen so far in this game is a campaign, and so you kind of like go down all of these different battles and you're trying to make it to the end, and you don't necessarily get to repair on the in-between except for a system that the game has that I think is pretty interesting. You can negotiate on what you're going to get out on all of these missions so that you can get better salvage or better money. We're running a little bit heavy right now, so I'm going to see if I can talk them up to $450 per mission. They did take it right there, so that's good. Let's go ahead and launch the mission now and see what we got going on. All right, so we've got to eliminate a light patrol force. It looks like there's 4 enemies inside of there. We actually don't get paid altogether that much for these. We're going to make like 1.5 mil, and I don't know what our drop weight's going to look like, but we'll see. You're going to grab and drop people into where you want them to be inside your formation. This game is kind of one of those rare MechWarrior style games that allows you to have multiple lances of mechs as well, and I'm hoping they continue to expand that out to like 4 or 5 columns, because there's very, very few games out there that actually let you play around with a mech army like one of the bigger mercenary outfits would have inside the context of MechWarrior. This is not a MechWarrior game, but still, there's not a lot of games that let you do that. We'll go ahead and put the Maverick on her. Does she not have the piloting right there to do it? She's got a gunnery penalty. All right, well, I'll take the Hammerhead because I think I'm the only one that can actually walk this thing on out into the field. For her, we want her to have something that has rockets on it, but also something she can pilot because she gets that rocket bonus. This guy right here has a close range bonus. He's only got gunnery 3, which may be a little bit of a mess for us. The good news is they level up as they go further on into missions. And so who was versatile? All right, versatile, you're going to get the high level mech because that's the best that I can do here. And then we'll put the Lancer on him and we will deploy for combat. Now, this game plays exactly like a push-to-pause RTS. You are not in control of the individual actions that these characters will take. It is an auto-battler. The only thing that you're really in charge of is target callouts and selection, and also where they move to and where they'll, like, hold a position at, basically. And then from there, based on your pilot's stats, their skills, their personalities, they will engage in different ways depending on the perks that they have, which means that you kind of want to match the job to the person doing it. For right now, let's have a look around the battlefield and see if we can figure out where these guys are at. It looks like so there they are right there. You can see them splashing in the water, and they're coming around to the left. All right, let's do this thing. Let's move to intercept. I don't know if they're going to kind of cut left over here to this island or what they're going to try to do, but we'll try to ambush them in the water a little bit, I think. Some of our guys have jump jets, which is basically like a jetpack on your mech, but like coming out of your feet. Well, it looks like they're holed up in that little ravine over there. Wonder what they're doing. All right, let's move on up. I don't really want to fight in deep water, but it looks like they're headed for us right now. We've actually made contact. So let's go ahead and get zoomed on in. We'll pick our attack plan. Let's go ahead and we'll put fire on that opening Hornet right there. And as you can see, my mechs are now all opening fire. He's already down. That's good. Somebody must have got a critical hit and cored him. Let's go ahead and hit this guy. Looks like the scrum is going reasonably well. Now, this game does have a wild card mechanic to it. You pull on out. You're injured. We need to reset aggro. All right, there's another one down, but as I was saying, this game does have a wild card system in it where your character basically gets limit breaks. Every single time you discharge weapons or put fire on the enemy, you're going to be able to do what is called a called shot, which allows you to either call in an alpha strike, which is the firing of all weapons on a given mech at the enemy at an accuracy penalty, or, man, this guy is, oh, okay, that's not my mech. I was going to say, dude, one of my mechs is like shredded right now. He's in a better position to get splashed. There it is. All right, now you guys fight with him. He's down. Get this last guy. Called shot is up. These mechs are very, very fast. And so we want to pick a mech that can hit him, and we're going to fire for the legs with our limit break. And firing for the legs is going to guarantee a slow, which is going to remove his dodge bonus, which means that my mechs can clean him up, keep putting missiles upside that cabeza, and it looks like our first operation was a success. Not a particularly difficult operation, but still good for showing you guys the basic core tenets of the game and how this is all going to function. At the end of every combat, just like in Mech Warrior, you get to do salvage rights. But in this game, you can only repair in between missions by using up some of your salvage rights in order to get salvage material from the people that have you sponsored at the moment. I have a couple guys that are scratched up a little bit, so I'll go ahead and take an armor repair right there. I'll take an armor repair right there, and I'll take an internals repair right there. This yellow meter is the internals on the mech. That's all the actuators. That's the stuff that's underneath the armor. When it gets hit, it stops working, and you don't want that to happen mid-operation. And we got a little bit more scuffed from that fight than I ultimately expected, probably largely due to the fact that some of my pilots are not skilled enough to actually be using the mechs that they have on board right now. Salvage is done. Let's see what our next mission is and how it comes up. It looks like we've got retreating enemy forces, and we've been called in to be sort of like dragoons, and I guess to kind of like harass them on their way out of the system. We are a little scuffed, and it looks like they do have some pretty serious reinforcements, 2 smalls and a number of mediums that we're going to have to deal with here. So we're a little tiny bit outgunned, but if I know anything about this game, they're going to send them in waves. So I think if we can mulch and chew the waves and kill the meat fast, we should be able to keep on top of it. But it sort of depends. If the small guys come out first, they're going to be difficult to hit. And so they may just dodge tank us because I am running like medium and heavier mechs. I don't really have any light mechs inside my overall arrangement right now. All right, so they have zone 1 over there and they have zone 2 over here. We kind of need to get eyes on where they may be coming from. And you can see the trees rustling and you can see the water when they cross over it. So that's probably going to be our best attempt in figuring out where they're at. We do have these radar towers over here. They're going to be sporadically pinging and giving us sensor information. The enemy is online. We have 2 contacts over here on the left. 3 pings on radar. Let's go ahead and get them. We've got an outrider right here. Go ahead and engage with them as soon as possible. This is not a mission that we have to kill everybody. This is just a mission where we have to keep some of them from evacing, and we have to show some tangible proof that we have injured these individuals. You fight at close range, please. Stop saying far out. You are of no use to anybody right now. Get that Outrider right there. Light him up. Good stuff. He's running for it. Keep shots on him. We've got another Yeoman over there that's buckling up. I don't think we're going to catch him. I think he's, like, out of here. But I should be able to limit break one of these guys and make sure, like, they can't run. We've got hostile Lynxes in the AO. These guys are all fighting with the radar dish right now. Okay, pull back. Don't harass too close. Lancer's a little beat up. Get back into the woods. We do get bonuses for being inside certain terrain. Yeoman's getting shot at, taking pretty considerable damage right there. It looks like they want to throw down, though. Called shot. Get him in the legs. Give me that leggy shot so he's all nice and slowed, and then get on him. You've only got 12 seconds to finish him off. We need to secure kills if we want to fulfill this contract. It looks like some of the enemies have run away. Get that Outrider while he's in the middle of us. He might be a little too fast for us. I don't know if we can harass properly all the way down. He's down, so that's another kill that we've secured. Oh, wait, no, he's not. There we go. Now he's down? There we go. We got another one taken out. Do we have any more enemies on grid? Where are these guys at? He's trying to run south right there. All right, let's go see if we can handle this guy real fast. Our armor's a little bit scuffed. We're definitely going to be paying a repair bill today. And the paint job don't look none too pretty. But that's the way life goes when you're living life inside of a mech lance. All right, so fire has been opened up. Let's go ahead and engage. You're showing your back to the enemy. Rookie level mech warrior mistake. We've got a called shot right here. It's going to come from this guy. It's going to go from him, and it's going to go for the legs so that he can't run because I need to clinch this mission. I don't know where he's jump jetting to. He's jump jetting to somewhere. It's kind of hard to say. Sometimes the AI does weird stuff that you can't, like, predict, and you don't know exactly what they're going to do. Keep the called shot on him. Shoot his legs again. Leg shot him. He's been stunned. And down he goes. Mission accomplished. I mean, we got a big chunk of them, and so hopefully we get our payout. There's our payout. We got some decent salvage tokens right there. Everybody's experience and morale is ticking on upwards. Life is good. If we had 6 tokens, we could grab that Lancer right there. Unfortunately, we don't have 6 tokens. And they've got Scorchers over here. They've got auto guns. I could also save myself a little bit of cash by fixing up over here after the mission. We're about to catch a paycheck anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and repair everything. Oh, really? We also got some cores to salvage. I haven't seen those come up, but apparently it'll 100% fix or at least turn back on a damaged mech. Oh, I got injured a little bit in that fight. All right, well, let's go ahead and send it. Contract's completed, and we made ourselves $1.5 million. Not bad. Let's take this thing on over to the mech bay, and let's see what modifications and what things we can fiddle around with. About 100K in repairs had to go through over here, so we're looking pretty solid on that front. It wasn't actively that expensive to get our Lance back out there and running. I'd love to pick up another pilot or two, maybe, so that we can handle threats when they're amassed, because those guys were kind of like trickling on in. There's Maxton Zemke. Yeah, we'll hire him. Why not? He's not very good, but we'll hire him. He likes to fight from long range. Well, he was the only one that I was comfortable hiring for right now, but we need to get him fitted up with a suit so that he's all good to go. So let's go ahead and get him a rig out here. He can only pilot something small. He's not a very good pilot, so I'm thinking the Yeoman over here is not a terrible idea. The Lynx might be a little bit risky because he's going to get shredded a tad. The Yeoman's in decent shape, though. It can only engage from close distance, but we could definitely use, like, a faster mech inside of our Lance that can kind of, like, actively scout out and check things out for us. So I'm kind of torn between the Alpha Wolf, which has large lasers for some reason. I don't know why he's got so many large lasers. Or we can play around with the Yeoman. The Yeoman's initial loadout, I think, is a little bit better. So I think we'll take him. That's going to cost us a little chunk of change, though. We're also going to have to get this guy patched up because he's not looking the best. And let's go back into the store real fast, and we'll patch this Yeoman rig. It's only 10K. It wasn't too bad. The Yeoman's already maxed out on just about everything, so I'm thinking about dropping these medium lasers right here. And if I can get some more auto guns, I think I would actually be much more pleased with that. I don't know exactly how much ammo he's carrying around with him, so he's got 30 bursts, 30 bursts. Okay, let's just dedicate him into being like close combat. Let me see if they've got any auto guns for sale over here. They do not have any auto guns for us, so unfortunately I can't really do a whole lot with that retrofit. We'll just leave him as he stands for right now. Once we get to like one of the bigger systems that's got like higher value rewards, we'll see if we can pick up some new equipment, or maybe we'll try to salvage something out. Let's check the available contracts, and it looks like we've got an easy peasy swap right there. Looks like we've got an easy engagement right there too. This one is garrison duty, so we're protecting a base from enemy incomings. And then we've got to destroy an ammo dump afterwards. Okay, I haggled a little bit. Let's see how it goes. Your offer was received. We propose a counter offer. Okay, counter offers. We get 4 tokens base, 1 token per mission, 9 options per mission, 460 per mission on a 1.5 fulfillment. And they allowed me to increase the weight allotment that I can bring in. We'll take it. Sounds good. We've reached terms. Let's go ahead and launch the mission real fast, and we'll see if we can bury a few more guys under molten slag. Zemke, get on over here. You and your little tiny yeoman. Let's do this thing. Oh, is that the yeoman right there? He's so... Oh, that's a laser turret. I was going to say he's so little. Yeoman, get over here with everybody else. I don't like you isolated like that. We're going to stay on the point because the point has laser turrets, which is at least some additive DPS. We want him to kind of be in the back. Whoever our heaviest guy is, we kind of want them to be in the front. And then we'll watch out for enemy contact pings. And there's our contact. Okay. Let's let them overextend a little bit. Let's not get too wild and crazy. Okay, flamethrower mech is up in the front. These guys seem to be having trouble finding line of sight right now. That's kind of bad. Everybody stay on him. We're taking a little bit of a scuffing right now. However, I think if we can maintain contact, we're good here. Man, he just won't go, will he? There we go. We got one down. All right, so with our 4 mechs, I do think iconography could be a lot better here in terms of indicating who the enemies are versus who the allies are. Having little icons above their head or something like that might help out a little bit because, like, they're different colors, but I'm constantly losing my guys in the overall scuffle of war. I think this Lynx is probably our next target. He's looking a little bit beat up. I don't know if he's actively going to try to disengage. We're not having heat problems. That's what that little meter is on the right-hand side. We got another one down. Him next. Yep, there's our guy. Go get him. Tried to jump jet away. Let's not fall for the bait. Get back in here. Put DPS on one of the other ones. He's trying to isolate you. He's down. Next one up, we got this top Lynx. Definitely a little bit nastier of a scuffle compared to what we went through last time. Okay, he's down. A few more Lynxes left to deal with. Treat this thing like a router. Turn it off and then back on again. I don't know. Let's go ahead and get this guy. Luckily, they seem to be missing a lot of their shots. Let's see if we can core him real fast. Hit him in the core. Core shot didn't get him. I have no idea what this idiot's doing back here. This guy is combat AI. Combat AI could definitely be improved a little bit. I've noticed that frequently I have little guys just like wandering off into the middle of nowhere mid-combat for reasons I can't quite describe to you. You get back to the base AO. Nobody's shooting the base right now, right? All right. Was that an ammo explosion right there? Is that what happened? So these guys are flanking around, putting a little bit of loving, touching, squeezing on them. And it's down. I like how they've got, like, I don't know, a Dodge Ram music in the background. You ever seen, like, a Dodge Ram commercial? That's what it kind of sounds like. We got a little bit of XP right there, although that fight I think could have gone better. We're walking out of it pretty beat up considering the fact that we have to go into another mission after this. We also only have one internal repair salvage token to get the Lancer back up, so yeah, we got a couple of problems here that we are going to have to sift through. His armor is by far the most fractured and beat up. I'm not loving the internals on this guy either. 3 tokens for a Hornet. We've got rocket packs over here. Okay, I'll probably hold on to my salvage tokens because there's nothing in here that's got me like uber excited about what I can pull out of this battlefield. But this next mission's going to be hairy. It's going to be real hairy. And we are on ammo dump duty. All right, let's send it in. Where's this enemy ammo dump at? That's the building right there. Okay, let's go see what our contact looks like. You do get bonuses in this game. If you're in the woods firing at the enemy, you get defensive bonuses. If you have a hillside in this game, you tend to have an advantage in accuracy against the enemy. However, you can't really tell them to focus on maintaining the high ground or anything like that, which I wish that you could. We've got a Lynx over there. I don't know if anybody's got a shot that'll hit him. Let's see if we can bait him back. There we go, there we go, there we go. Bait him back into the defensive line. Oh, he's smart. Okay. He's not going to fall for it. He's not letting us bait him off the point. All right, all right, all right. Wasn't expecting that, but I'll take it. We missed with our big opening salvo right there, which kind of sucks. Your yeoman's falling apart? Yeah, I know. I'm trying to keep you in the back right now, but it's just not going that way. We got a splash right there. Easy peasy. We have a Hornet over on this side. Pull back a little bit. Fight him outside the walls. Don't let him stretch you out. The AI loves to run back behind walls and kind of like split your forces and whatnot. Yeoman's getting isolated. Yeoman, pull back in. Stay with the main group. He's down. Next one up. We got to be really careful about this engagement and just like watch the people that are taking damage. All right, so those 3 mechs are now down. We need to put some fire on this building right here, but I don't know if there's any enemies left. I also don't know where our evac zone is. We've got to make it actively to an evac zone after we deal with the enemy out here. And so... ammo dump's taking fire. Is it going to blow up when it goes down? The building collapsed. We have to get to the evac zone now. The evac zone is not very clearly delineated. They definitely need to make it a much more obvious zone. In the tutorial, there was red and green zones for evacs and retreats, but inside the main game, I'm guessing it's a bug where they're not showing up. So just like go to the evac zone over here and then zoom in on it, and it'll tell you exactly where you need to be at, and that's how I've been solving it. We've got outriders in here. Pay them no mind. You are meant to hold. And you are meant to get to the evac zone. We're not getting paid for these kills. We already did the job. So make your way to the exit and just get out of here. Okay, evac zone's been taken by most of our guys. Rally point, and we got picked up and we're out of here. They're going to want to add an animation with like a leopard or something coming in and picking you up. Just to make it look a little bit higher quality. Just to make it look a little bit more active. The devil is in those little details. We almost lost the hammerhead on that one, so that was one of those missions that came up real close. Unfortunately, not a lot of salvage options on this one, so not much I can do there. I guess we'll just repair our armor plates with what we've got going on. He's probably got damaged weapons. He doesn't have damaged weapons. We're going to end with salvage tokens still in hand. That's gonna feel bad. Does anybody have a damaged weapon? There we go. I was gonna say, we can use all of our salvage to fix up somebody's weapons. But this is Metalmercs. We just made $3 million in 30 minutes. How would you like to make $3 million in 30 minutes, chat? Doesn't that sound great? It's very early on, obviously, with this demo after having been retooled from a Mech Warrior game into something more neutral that can actively be sold without baiting the DMCA gods. There's bugs, there's polish, there's things that need to be taken a look at, but I'm always excited about anything that has to do with mechs, so basically I have to, like, contractually support this game just based on my own opinions about mech games. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today we were taking a very early look at Metalmercs. Keep in mind this game is not done. This was just a fast preview that the developer wanted to show off. And so there's going to be polish, there's going to be patches, there's going to be fixes, there's going to be more content, there's going to be more stuff like that. So don't panic at anything that we saw here today. The game is not commercially available yet. It is still, like, being developed in close at the moment. And so, like, I'm effectively, me and a playtester are basically the only people that have this game right now. Still excited about it. Fun little take on mech combat. I'll see y'all next time. Bye, folks.